As an artist who has an alcohol-based marker collection, I feel as though I am morally obligated to make the 3 marker challenge.
Hello. So, as you can probably tell, this is a big bin of alcohol markers. So, over the years in my art career, I have collected quite a few alcohol-based markers. And I have a bunch of different brands. I mostly have Copics, but I also have Spectrum Noir, and I also have Prisma, which, wait, here's one. I have some Prisma color markers. This is actually a video that one of my very old friends requested forever ago, and then I said I would do it and I never did. A little bit of a disclaimer, this technically isn't all of my alcohol-based markers. There's about 5 that I took out of here, and the only reason that I took them out is because they are very low on ink and I don't have any refills for them. And so if I picked them, then, well, wouldn't really be making much art now, would I? But other than those, these are all of my alcohol-based markers. If something is in here and it's low on ink, I do have a refill for it, so it's not an issue. So yeah, let's get into this. I spent a little bit of time mixing these up beforehand, so hopefully it won't be too like repetitive. Let's do this. Let's see, this one. What's this one? Okay, it's a very, very light gray. It's cool gray number 1. Let's try and get one way underneath here. And this one. Okay. It's, what color is this? Canary yellow. It's a Prisma color. Please give me something I can work with. Or did somebody fall out? No. Okay. Just making sure. Want to make this fair. Let's go with this one. RV13. Alright, this is interesting. Have my handy dandy sketchbook here so we can swatch these colors. Okay, so the first one we pulled is a Copic marker. It's C1, it's cool gray number 1. When I was saying it was a very light gray, I wasn't kidding. It's appearing a little bit darker on camera, which is good. I want you guys to actually be able to see what I'm doing. The next color we pulled is a Prismacolor Premier. I don't know if there's different kinds of Prisma markers. I honestly don't like my Prismas all too much, but it's PB19, Canary Yellow. Then the next color we pulled, and the last color we pulled, is another Copic marker, RV13, Tender Pink, which is another very bright saturated color. Honestly, I'm quite happy that we got yellow and a pink because I think that these two colors go very well together, but this gray is kind of throwing it off for me a little bit, not going to lie. I know that there is like a lot of opinions about how people do a 3 marker challenge, about whether you should have a drawing prepared in advance or if you should not have a drawing prepared in advance. For me, I'm not having a drawing prepared in advance, so I'm drawing inspired by these colors that we pulled. And as far as using other supplies like liners and stuff, I am going to be using a liner, and I do have a white Jelly Roll pen here just kind of sitting on the side. I don't know if I'll actually end up using it. I'll have to see what I end up making. I would prefer to not use it just to stay as true to the 3 marker challenge as possible. But, you know, I'm not going to sacrifice the quality of a piece just to satisfy some really picky people out there. Okay, now that we have our colors, let's do some quick thumbnails. I have no idea what I'm going to draw, if I'm being completely honest. At least watch these on this page too, just to keep the inspiration from the colors. The thing I'm really worried about is being able to get contrast, because I think the darkest color is the pink, but it's still like very bright and saturated, so I'm a little bit worried about that, but we'll see. Once I let this ink sit for a little bit, I'm going to see how they layer and stuff. I just want to say sorry in advance if I'm like kind of weird and loopy. I am so tired. It's not like it's like really early in the morning or anything. It's almost 10, but it's like, I don't know, for some reason I just could not keep my eyes open today. So the first thing that I kind of thought of is like, what if is a drawing of, it's probably going to be a drawing of a person, but what if it was like a person and then they were like kind of black and white, but then they had these as kind of like accent colors? Regardless of what I end up doing, I think that like making the skin the gray is the best bet. I am completely uninspired. Alright, well then. Oh, I have an idea. What if I did more of like a bust shot? And then what if I did like space buns and then it's like the color of the hair is like split down the middle. So it's like half of it is pink and half of it is yellow, maybe? Let's see what else I can come up with. I do like the space bun ideas, so I'm going to try and stick with that, but let's try and come up with a little bit of a different idea. Aw, yeah, I could. She's sticking her tongue out, that's cute. What if I gave her heart-shaped sunglasses? What if I drew her in like a bomber jacket? What if I added stars? Aww. I think this is the one that I'm going to go with right here. I was a little bit worried about this, and I still am, but now I'm kind of like, I'm really happy with how this is going, so. And we zoom in. See, I'm getting the hang of my camera. If you ever see me holding this while I'm drawing, it's because it's really fun to just hold and play with while I draw. See, what kind of style do I want this to have? Do I want it to be super cartoony or have a little bit more realistic proportions? I don't know. We're gonna find out what happens. I'm not in love with that. I think the head is a little bit too big. Just a tiny bit, so let's shrink it down. I feel like hands are one of those things where it's like, I feel like I'm constantly working on them, but I never actually improve with them. There are people who say that they really like the way that I draw hands, so maybe it's just me being a self-deprecating asshole, but I think the heart-shaped sunglasses was a good call. They're cute. Oh no, there's a cat walking towards me. Oh no. Hello, cat. Can you please? Alrighty then. I need to figure out something because it's slightly too high up on the page, but I don't want to change it because I like the way the sketch is coming out. How do hands work again? Think it'll look like, I don't know actually. Something like that, I guess. I just realized I completely ignored this hand. I mean, for barely being able to keep my eyes open and being completely uninspired during a challenge, I think this is coming out pretty nicely. I forgot to layer the markers to see how well they can go over each other. Oh well, we're gonna find out in the drawing. Aw, this is kind of cute. What if I put stars? Like, because I've seen glasses where it's like there's stars right here. Oh, I'm actually kind of happy with how this is coming out. Famous last words, knock on wood, I don't ruin this. You guys really like the way I draw my hands, or are you just saying that to be nice? Because I honestly don't see it. Still haven't figured out what I'm gonna do to fix this composition. I did want to add stars, so it's probably going to be stars. Aw, what if I gave her a little gap in her teeth? Aw. Aw. I feel like I just keep saying aw at this drawing. But it's cute, I like the way it's coming out. Aw. This is adorable. I literally love space buns. Oh my god, so last night I had a dream where do you guys ever have dreams where you're like in a relationship but like the other person just isn't real? I had that. It was interesting. You know, for someone who's never like even liked somebody in a romantic way, relationship stuff keeps popping up in my life. Apparently in my dreams too now. Maybe that's the world's way of saying, hey, you lonely fuck, find someone to actually tolerate you. As an artist, I feel like my mood constantly swings back and forth between, wow, I'm such a talented, amazing artist, look at this, to like, literally, why am I allowed to draw? This is terrible. Who allowed this to happen? So, big shocker. I've been letting fairy tale just completely consume my life again. I love it so much. One thing that I decided to do recently is to like rewatch the first season of the Pokemon anime. And oh my god. It's a bit of a disaster, not gonna lie. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it and I enjoy watching it, but oh my god, it's a little bit of a disaster. You'd be surprised at like how inaccurate some of the stuff is. And one thing that was just driving me absolutely bonkers in like the later episodes when Ash is in the Pokemon League, he's fighting with a Krabby and he's up against, oh god, what is he even up against? I want to say like a Spearow, but I can't exactly remember. He had his Krabby and they made like a big deal out of it and it was like, oh my god, it's Krabby's going up against a Spearow. And then Brock was like, Ash, you better switch out your Pokemon because Krabby's weak to sky attacks. Like, bitch, no he's not. Krabby's a fucking water type. Water types aren't weak to flying types. I wonder if when I add in the liner, I can do a little bit of like hatching. I don't know how hands work still. Why did I bring up Fairy Tail earlier? And then never talked about it again so far. I don't know. I'm weird. I think there's a point that I was going to bring up. I don't remember what I was going to say there. As you can tell, I am a real professional art professional. I feel like I should add a little bit more bracelets on this wrist, but I don't know what those bracelets would be. Whatever, let's ignore it for now. Should have also used a reference to figure out how this would bunch up. Again, really professional right here. Still haven't decided what color I'm going to give her. Let's give her like a big poofy one. Yeah. I tried doing some warm-up sketches before this, but it's like, I don't even know. I was just so not into it and I don't know why. Have you ever just like, I don't want to call it an art block, but have you ever been through something where it's like, you want to draw, but it's like every time you draw, whatever you draw just looks like butt, and it's like you don't know what to do, and like you don't know what to draw, and then like you feel like you're inspired, and so then you go and draw, but then you're not inspired because it looks like poop still. You know that feeling? These stars are gonna solve all my problems right here. Ignore the fact that I'm not great at drawing stars. Bring some of the stars up here a little bit so it's not as off-balanced. See, if you explain what you're doing and use words like balance and contrast, people might think that you're more professional than you actually are. I mean, I'm a professional, what? I don't know why I gave her heart-shaped sunglasses and then drawing stars everywhere, but whatever. Sure. Time to do the line art. Alrighty. I'm a little too lazy to go get some of my other liners, so I'm just gonna be using these Staedtler liners that were in my pencil case. Ooh, I have an idea. How about I outline the stars with the bullet nib of this? This might have been a mistake, but oh well. Do you guys prefer videos like this, where I like draw kind of in real time, but have it a little bit more edited? Or do you guys like the speed paint style more with the commentary? I don't know, I feel like when I'm drawing and talking at the same time, I'm not very good at it. I feel like my commentary is just like always awkward no matter what though. I don't really have a preference over like which ones I do, so let me know what you guys think. Sometimes I see a person draw like a perfect star without doing, like, you see how I did like that boom, 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 boom before I like drew the stars? Sometimes I see people draw like a perfect star without doing that and I'm like, bitch, how? Okay, Now I can get into like the actual line art. Would you guys also be interested if I did a 1 marker challenge? Something like this. DMs. A lot of people DM me on Instagram and stuff. And I just want to say that like I had to stop replying to DMs because at first I was able to like reply to like everyone, but then it's like I use my DMs on Instagram and really my DMs on any sort of like social media platform. Kind of talk to like friends and stuff, especially now that I don't live in New York anymore. It's a lot harder to talk to friends, and so I use my DMs. And then like when I would answer every single DM, my DMs would kind of just be flooded with like people I didn't know, and it became like kind of a little frustrating because I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, everything started becoming like a lot more crowded, and then like when I would respond, people would continuously like send me messages and stuff, which is, I mean, I can understand that. Like, I'm not mad at you guys for like doing that or anything, so don't think that I'm upset, but just know that like if you send me a DM, I'm probably not going to respond, but know that like I did read it. Because I do read every, like, I try to read at least every DM that somebody messages me. Now that I have a little bit of a larger following, it's getting to be a little bit difficult. So if I don't read a DM that you sent me, don't take it personally. So a lot of people have been commenting lately about my sketchbook tour. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm like about halfway done with my current sketchbook. I think I'm like a page or two from being like exactly halfway done. I haven't been drawing in it as much lately, just because like I've been spending a lot of my time like filming and editing, but I do like try and draw in it every day. It's not happening as much as it used to, but you know, I'm working on it, don't worry guys. I just realized I don't know my glasses anatomy, for a lack of better phrase, but this part of the glasses, that's going over her hair. I don't know who does that, but she does apparently. I know I've said it before, but this drawing is adorable. I think that for the sake of getting contrast, I'm gonna have to make her skin like super light and like use the white of the paper. Also, I want to say thank you for all the freaking fan art that I've been getting of my OCs and stuff. It's been mostly of Andy, which is kind of what I've expected because Andy is like, I feel like my most iconic character. Like even with like friends and stuff, when you're talking about my OCs, like the first thing that you think of, like the first one you think of is Andy. Which is cool. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way because they're my baby. But I have gotten, I think aside from Andy, like if we're excluding Andy, the character I've gotten the most fan art of is Mabel. Which is cool, because I mean, I feel like Mabel, again, aside from Andy, Mabel is probably the one that I draw the most, because she's just so cute and fun. Speaking of Mabel, she's the OC of this month, I believe. But I've also gotten fan art of me, like of my face, which is something I wasn't expecting, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like if I had to choose between me and my OCs, I would choose my OCs to draw, because my OCs are actually interesting human beings. I've actually been getting like a lot of questions about like, people ask me if I can make a tutorial about how to do hair. And it's like, is my hair really that good? Like I mean, it's hair, but it's like, I get so many, like I've gotten a couple, okay, what am I trying to say? I've gotten quite a few requests to do like different tutorials, but it's like out of everything that I've been requested, hair is by far like the one thing that I've been asked to do the most. A lot of like people have also, well, not a lot of people, but I have gotten a couple questions about like how I do my line art, and it's like people think that like when they draw, their line art tends to be a lot like flatter and less detailed than their sketch, and it's like just add more of your sketch lines into your line art. Like if we look at this hand right here, you see how there's this like line where like the fingers meet like this part of the hand? IRL, that line isn't there, but I added that line. So it just makes it seem a little bit more interesting, and also adding like line with variations. Like you see how I go in with like a little bit of a thicker line, and then I go in with a thinner line. Like if it's most prominent in the hair, where it's like I outline it and then I go in with a thinner line to add like individual strands. Yeah, that just makes it stand out a little bit more and makes it look a little bit less poopy. You don't have to do that, because there are definitely exceptions. Every time I give any sort of tip, there's always exceptions to whatever it is that I'm saying, because art is just one of those things where it's like there are basic rules, quote unquote, that you have to follow, but if you have a reason for breaking that rule, then it's really not a big deal if you don't follow it. I think another thing that can like help with your line art is to, like, you see how like underneath there I have it darkly shaded, like in these spots, like wherever there's going to be like super dark shading in your drawing, you know, like underneath the chin, or where like there's this fold, like this crease right here, that's hair, not a fold, but what you get what I mean. In places like that, just add like black, and it can help make your line art stand out a little bit more if you're into that sort of thing. I think another tip I could give for line art, but really just a tip in general, is to just like study from life. And you might not think that like studying from life can help improve your line art, but it's like, let's say you're studying a hand from life. Now a hand has all sorts of like wrinkles and stuff and like folds in it. And so like when you're studying from life and you pay attention to those wrinkles, it can help you figure out which lines you want to keep in the line art and which ones you want to save for like coloring and which ones you want to just completely get rid of. Okay, this line art is done. I'm going to let the ink sit for a little bit, and then we're going to go in not with this, but with these. Alrighty, I think starting off with this gray would be the smartest thing I could do. Alright, I'll try and go over that a little bit later. You know, I'm not exactly sure where this light source is, but you know what? It'd be like that. Whoa. This is the second time I've been filming and someone knocks at my door. And once again, it was just a package being delivered. There's nothing to worry about, guys. I should really plan out the light sources of my drawings before I... Look, that's really inconsistent shading. What am I doing? One thing I didn't quite think about, aside from like everything about this, is like I outlined the stars with the yellow, and I was going to do the hair like split down the middle. One half pink, one half yellow. But there's stars in the hair. So I don't know how that's gonna work out. I always pictured this one. I don't know why I'm saying always, like this has existed forever. Drawing this, I pictured this bracelet to be pink. The glasses should be pink too. Oh my goodness, why is there another knock at my door? It was another significantly larger package. I have an idea. How about instead of doing like the two-toned hair, make the hair pink and then I'll add like yellow highlights. I think that's the best option that I have. I will say, these colors do look quite nice together. Still a little bummed out that I got two very bright colors, but what? I had no control over that, so what can I really do about it? I might go back with a liner and add some cross hatching because I'm really not gonna get any other different tones out of this, am I? I should do something like this more often. See guys, challenges are fun to do. They realize that they make, I don't know how to speak. Really, really, really wish I could get a darker tone out of this gray though. A little upset I kind of lost that shine line. Let's see if I could get that back. I think I could make this part pink and then the collar pink. Yeah, butter. It sounded like I said butter. I said better, I promise. Please blend. Dear God, I'm begging you. Thinking about adding yellow in the shading of the shirt. Let's do it, maybe? Didn't particularly add a whole lot, but it's there, I guess. I think I actually liked it better without that. Shit! I think we're pretty much done. I do want to add a little bit of white Jelly Roll pen, which may or may not disqualify me from this, but oh well. I think the last thing I'm gonna do is go in with liners again and try and add a little bit of cross hatching, which I said I was gonna do in the line art phase, and then guess what I didn't do. I think the shirt is like the part that I'm least happy about, but also it's not a big part of the drawing, so it's not really a big deal, is it? Alrighty, I think I'm done. Let's sign it, shall we?
Yeah, right as I was about to film this outro, my camera kind of died, so... Anyways, all I was saying is that these colors work nice together. This one sucked, but if I could change anything, it would be this one. But overall, I am quite happy with the result of that. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Also, let me know if you want me to do another 3-marker challenge. And what did we learn? We learned that these markers go nice together and this one can go die. Bad. See, even my dog doesn't like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. My social media is on screen now and also in the description if you're ever curious about that. I will have a video right here. Yes, I'll have a video right here for you to watch if you're interested, and subscribe for more stuff like this. There will also be a video in the iCard, and let me know what you thought about this. Okay, bye.